Up. Now you can hear me. Good morning, America. This is your friend, Dr. Turi. And today, do we have some interesting things to talk about? The associated newsletter with this YouTube video is titled President Trump Reptilius Infected Mad Genius. It's an interesting article, and I strongly recommend you, as always, to read it so you can assimilate not only my metaphysical information and build cosmic consciousness, but also check on this crazy news that's going on. All right, now, before anything, it is important for you, if you are a Trump supporter, not to assume that I don't like the president. President Trump is a human being. Okay, he's exactly like you and me. He's got feeling, he's got a heart, obviously a huge ego, which I would explain to you why you believe he's a genius, and you actually do believe it. And that reinforced my theory. And pay attention now. Okay? The future is nothing else than the reincarnation of the thought. So Trump believes he's directly from God. He is self-hypnotizing on a daily basis, pretty much like Muhammad Ali, who was saying to his opponent, "You can't beat me. Allah is in charge of my life. You can't beat me." So he hypnotized himself against the punch, the pain, the suffering. And Trump is doing just that. And I would explain to you how his mental process works that led him to become Trump and to do all the wonderful, incredible things that he did. And in the process, believe he's actually a genius. Of course, he's not cosmic conscious. If he was, he would be probably the best president on the planet. Not only him, anyone, any politician, any cosmic conscious politician would become a god. To my knowledge, it become so powerful, so intelligent, so ahead of time, so spiritual, so prepared that he could bring love, peace, happiness, joy, and reunited humankind, and through the magic, powerful UCI of the United States of America. But that is meant, and the future children who would be born with a more spiritual psyche to use that cosmic wisdom and bring about this real, true genius. All right, now, he is a mad genius, and that's basically, there is always an association with ingenuity and madness. That's why people call me I'm crazy. All right. Okay, so again, before anything, realize that I'm French, cannot vote, and I couldn't care less if you support or do not support President Trump. All I know is a human being. He's been programmed by God Cosmic Design to behave like a mad genius. And I will give you the information that will allow you to assimilate and understand his idiosyncrasies. And from there, maybe you'll be helping me and share that cosmic wisdom so that you understand what your president is all about. Okay, now remember, it is, I got to repeat myself for those who do not read, okay, those who land on this video. When you elect a president, because it is the top, the father of a family, you will have to suffer the fate and the idiosyncrasy of the person you give power, or the person who has power. As I used different explanation in the past, it's like a father. If a father is a witness of Jehovah, sign up for David I conspiracy, or is a scientist, atheist, or smokes pot, or is a drunk, or is a religious fanatic, guess what? The rest of the family will follow his path, his teaching, because he is the commander-in-chief. And that's why, again, the German people gave power to Hitler, who had a terrible, terrible UCI, and that led humanity to lose millions and millions of people because of his negative UCI. So understand the principle involving the cosmic code jurisdictions. All right, so let's discuss, like always, some of the crazy news that we make that window a little bit different than a Platonic window or a Munich window, because there is different cosmic winds that makes the news. And remember, those cosmic winds are always used or abused by the Reptilius that induce their evil spirits as they hijack the body, the mind, and the soul of their victims and lead them to kill people or kill themselves. So the keywords are very simple. The quatrains is very simple and also very obvious. So now, as always, any of my 2019 SOS to the World Deadly window will always bring earthquakes about 6.0. And guess what? Today we had the 8.0. Okay. Now, but you're going to say, wow, but you know what, Dr. Turi, you said May 24th, 48 hours centering the given date. Okay, so I need to kind of adjust that so you understand that. The given date of May 24th, okay, point out the 48 hours transiting window, and those weird cosmic currents will last all the way to the next SOS to the World Deadly window. Okay, the next window that will take place in a few days is all about death, drama, the police, terrorism, secret wake-up calls, the FBI, the IRS, Russia. So the same old stuff that you've read and you've experienced so far. Okay, so that's going to be the next window, but we are still under this shocking, mind-boggling type of news, and then I'm going to reevaluate those news so you understand. The first one, of course, is earthquakes. Now, do you think it's an accident that an earthquake shakes Tokyo, Japan, shortly before Trump's arrived? No. Japan is under that very specific window. Okay, Japan is under the control of a planet called Uranus, which is the sudden release of energy who creates tornado. Now, you wonder why we had like 60 of them last few days? Common sense. It's mathematics. Okay, now, so we had this 8.0, and believe me, it does not happen every day, but during my SOS to the World Cosmic Windows. We had a 7.5, a 6.0, a 6.3, a 6.2, a 6.1 between that current window and the one before. All you got to do is click on the links, look at the date, and do your homework. Okay, so what is shocking again? Colorado highway closed indefinitely after massive boulders smash roadway. Well, you're going to say, well, that happens all the time. It does not happen all the time. It happens during my window. And if you happen to be driving on that road under one of your 2019 negative cosmic biorism, bye-bye, you're dead, because you do not know that this rock was to kill you. Now you're going to wonder, what is nature? It's been raining and snowing, God knows what, and you will always use your 5 logical, rational human sense to, like the scientists do. You will use logic and critical thinking to come out with what seems to be the rational result. Freaking rock him down because of the rain. But that's all you're going to think. Oh my gosh, there's so much more behind all this. So much more. Anyway, so again, this is not happening every day. Okay, what else do we have? 47-year-old man charged with giving drugs to a 13-year-old girl who later died. Well, it's obvious that these infected bastards wanted to use and abuse the little girl. The point is, well, a little system did not take it and she died. So that tells you again what the Reptilius will do. The Reptilius will use anything and everything. Legal, illegal drug, sex, greed, gluttony, anything and everything to control your mental process. It's so psychical in nature. Now, 10 people shot, one fatally at holiday gathering in Virginia. What type of freaking holiday that is, okay? Again, that's shocking. Now you have to remember this, this window produced explosion. What happened in Lyon in France with a terrorist attack. This window produced shocking news, and again, you know, it's an explosion too. So God knows what those infected people were led to do before finally they get shot. It's all about greed, money, sex, ego, name it. Auburn football announcer from a famous Kick Six play dies in car crash. Again, I can guarantee you that a lot of these people who died are under their 2019, one of their 2019 cosmic biorhythm. But they don't know me, they're skeptical, they're religious, they think I'm a jerk, they don't understand the ingenuity behind my cosmic work. And who's to blame them? Nobody was there to teach them anything. Oh, yeah, now everybody's gonna pray for his soul. Like if God's gonna hear you. If you don't speak his cosmic language, believe me, your prayer ain't gonna be answered. Or you ain't gonna get no protection. Doesn't work that way. Okay, El Reno, Oklahoma, tornado leave at least 2 dead. Doesn't hurt a city is very trying time. Wow. Again, my window, my quatrain clearly mentioned, you know, tornado. Okay, it's there. It's there. They don't happen all the time, just during my windows. Man killed in Hawaii shark attack. Again, you know, they say it's very, very rare to die, you know, beaten to death and bleed to death because of a shark. The reality is you take your holiday or a cruise or go swimming in the ocean when you feel like, not checking your stars, not knowing the cosmic code. There'll be a shark out there that will be led by the Reptilius, and his target is you, ass, and you dead. Just remember. Auburn football, longtime radio voice, wife killed in a rear-end crash. Again, the same story, the same energy. There is no accident. I can trace every one of these news and every one of these person, put their chart in front of me, and then look at the universal chart, look at their dragon, their cosmic biorhythm, and I say, right then, I'm the 8th house of death. 47-year-old man charged. Okay, we talked about this one already. Yeah, well, this guy should go to jail. He's a victim, doesn't know. Nobody was there to teach him to control his sins, so to speak. All right. Okay, so what do we have again? Major clothing retailer closing all of these US stores. You know what? It was all fully predicted last year when I published my 2019 Nostradamus Universal and Personal Dragon Forecast on November 7, 2018. Everything that's happening with a large corporation, was as far as universal news are concerned. It's all in my book. You have $10 to check how this dragon is going to get to you at a very personal level. What do you think? I've made it available for $10 so that you can check, and then you can test my claim. You can see if I'm real or not. The link is there, okay? So you can read all the details. We talked about yesterday the 5G. To me, as explained before, the Reptilius, those negative entities will stimulate the mind of scientists to create nukes, to create such a wonderful technology that will help you to fix your heart, to dwell with X-ray, like they did to me to check my lungs before my surgery. The wonderful work that the draconists do can also be altered by the negative Reptilius. So we use that to spy on you, to fry your brain, to develop technology that is meant to kill. It's just the way it is. Yeah. The same old story, positive, negative, up and down, black and white, the front, the back. You heard me a million times before in my video. There is only two forces, the light and the darkness, God and the devil, the yin and yang, the front, the back, male, female. And you are a battery with two eyes, two arms, two legs, two sides of the brain. So it's either you work for the light and you don't unplug yourself with negativity and fear, and you start to work with the draconists, and you become part of the solution by sharing my wisdom and tell people to have faith in the future and not to listen to any apocalyptic, unconscious talking head out there that have no hopes and no solution and have no idea what a UFO is because they never seen a UFO, or worse, let alone talking to an entity called Draco, the wonderful extraterrestrial, the draconist that works through me for you. Okay, so use your marble, use critical thinking. Do not endorse, support, promote, or follow or listen to somebody who is telling you you're gonna die. There's no hopes. No. All right, now let's talk about the stable genius asks us to vouch for his calmness. My gosh, I love Trump. I really do, because he's the most powerful man on the planet, leading the most powerful country, and he's the least knowledgeable of who he is. You know, like Plato says, you know, how can you control and direct the world when you do not know nothing who can control your own self? And then Trump is the typical representation of imagination or stupidity at the extreme. Why does he? Why? Okay, well, let me explain to you. First of all, if you do not investigate, if you do not read and just watch or listen to my words, you aren't going to get it. You have to click on read all about Trump UCI. Read all about Trump's unique celestial identity in great detail, his soul's purpose as a Gemini, double, talking a lot, repeating himself, forgetting what he says 2 minutes ago, the natural ADD or ADHD like me, because I have a strong Gemini too. That's why I'm talking. That's why I'm on the radio. Okay, now June is Gemini. That is his soul's purpose. Is for Trump to use and understand what duality is. Duality means he cannot have one golf course, one hotel, or one tweet. He's on 2, 4, 6, 8, and he goes indefinitely. He's a Gemini. So go to dr.turi.com and then click on Gemini and read the basics of the soul's purpose of a Gemini. Now we're going to go into second house of money. So June, July, second house of money of President Trump. What is July? July is ruled and controlled by the sign of Cancer. Cancer is controlled by the moon. The moon is not hollow. There is no ETs on the moon. The moon regulates the emotional response to life. And Cancer is all about food, security, hotels, restaurants, anything and everything that dwells with the nucleus of security. So when Trump says real estate has to be in your blood, it is not in your blood. It's in your UCI, it's in your stars. So in the second house of money, President Trump become a Cancer, which by the higher order imposed by God, cosmic divine design, is to build security, to build houses, to build hotels, to have the best chef, the best food. That is his second house of money. All right, now, the mind. Genius, the crazy genius, the mind. How does he think? How does he talk? Well, you go into his mind. 3, June, July, August. August is what? August is Leo. Leo is what? Leo is fame. So God wants all Gemini to gain fame through their spoken, written words. That's why George Norrie and Art Bell were born in June, and those guys speak to millions, billions of people during their career. That's why Gemini is all about. Leo was also ego. When he thinks like a king. He does not think like you or me, because you don't have the same UCI. You were not born on the same day, on the same year, at the same place than President Trump. Okay, so your UCI is miles away to the one of President Trump, and you cannot understand his idiosyncrasy because nobody taught you that President Trump think and talk like a king. I am the best. I am the king. I am a genius. And he firmly believes it. And because he thinks this way, now he is able to stimulate the superconscious in time and space which don't rationalize. Oh, yeah, you're a king, so I'm going to give you money. I'm going to give you power. And there goes President Trump building his humongous, unbelievable career, and with tons and tons of dollars. But currently, the tail of the dragon, and our president is not cosmic conscious, and I don't think his counselor, especially his young daughter, is cosmic conscious, is going to help him to understand, to be very conscious. The tail of the dragon, the nasty karma is going to hit him, and he's right on his 8th house. What is the 8th house? Well, the 8th house is controlled by, in his chart, by Capricorn. Capricorn is politics, is anything and everything that well with structure. The 8th house is the IRS, other people, money. Oh, the tail of the dragon is there, and you wonder why, everybody is in a position of power, okay, in both sides. Okay, the Democrat or the Republican are wondering about his financial endeavors and why he will do anything and everything possible not to respond to the subpoena. Do you understand now that they find out he's gone because karma? Okay, so President Trump should have hired me, or Hitler for that matter. If I was born during these days, right now you'll be speaking German, believe me, because the stars don't care. And I would say, do things that nobody could ever understand. But I cannot use that power for myself. It's against the law. It's against the metaphysical laws to use the power for oneself. If you do that, you lose the power. So understand that most of all, born with the tail of the dragon in the sign of Sagittarius, which is the opposite sign of Gemini, is right on his 7th house. That's the public marriage partners, the public. That is where the tail is for President Trump, the general public. And in Sagittarius, which was foreigners and foreign land and foreign affairs and religion, which means anytime he opens his mouth or dwell with foreign affairs and dwell with anything and everything that deal with religion, is losing. Okay? And you can see the result, because now we have put him in power. Every one of us will have to suffer his legacy, or his racist legacy. Because Trump, even though he is the president of the United States, the most powerful country in the world, is not cosmic conscious. And nobody taught him when he was a child. Like, I want to teach your children and the children of your children to understand God's cosmic design. So you don't give power to people, to mad geniuses, because that could mean some serious, serious trouble. Oh, yes. Because all those foreign power are currently aligned together in the back, okay? So that he can fight America, either on a technological spyware or in war. So it's very, very scary when I see President Trump starting to put his nose in the Middle East over there and trying to start a war with Iran. That will be absolutely devastating. It's funny because, his legacy all over the world is already taking place, especially where he has his roots. Okay, past life residue of Trump is in Germany working with Hitler during the nasty Reich, That is his past life. Okay, German official warns Jews against wearing skull cap in public amid spike in anti-Semitism. You see, my prediction that everything is going to get much worse before it gets better. This is already taking place, and right there in Germany. Right? Do you know what? I made a very specific quatrain, and you have to go and click on the link on that video and read the quatrain and the prediction that I have for President Trump and the specific month that I gave out. Okay, you know what? Yeah, there is no accident. You need to understand the importance of what I'm saying here. You know, when I look at my video and I see what, as I tell you, superwomen are extremely rare. When I look like 200 or 300 people are clicking and watching my video, oh my God, another woman here, that's bad. And when you have a bird looking at itself perched on a post who has a camera, getting wild, wow. Well, that tells you the type of world we are in and how low the human spirit had sunk in his own ignorance. Being entertained so that you don't ask questions about the Reptilius agenda. Wow, this is scary. To me, it is scary that things that are so refined, so futuristic, so dramatic, so real, are just cast aside and don't bring any interest. Wow. So all I can do is to keep working, because the superwomen will be saved. Oh yes, they will be saved. Maybe not the way you've been, taught through the Reptilius infected religious matrix, because that was all created by the Reptilius to confuse, to create chaos and war and ISIS caliphate. Sorry, my point. Oh, wow. When I look at the future, if we do not find a way to beat the Reptilius at their own psychical game, and we're going to have some problem before the Reptilius, the Draconis, are forced to interact. So that's the good news. Regardless how crazy this world will become, how destructive and idiotic it will become, degenerating because of the high technology used and abused by the Reptilius. Natural disaster increasing, the planet dying, and in those cycles, the scientific matrix, luring you to give them money so you endorse their trip to Mars. Oh my gosh, when I see things like that, it scares the hell out of me, because I don't know, rational thinking is gone, totally gone. Oh, I don't know if you watch Expedition Unknown, but Turner and I would like to watch that all night, and they were talking about the women in the Air Force service, those pilots, those WASPs. Okay, WASP is a good name because, like Hallie says, fly and sting, and, it's amazing the name and the courage behind those women during those days that will learn how to fly their plane and then go out there, and many of them died, and they were so mistreated. Even when they died, the government didn't even pay for their funeral. They gave their life. This is insane. They were flying. That was in October 26, 1944. There was a woman named Tompkins. She flew from Los Angeles in the legendary P-51 Mustang. And soon after that, she flew into a fog bank, and then she's been missing since then. Those ladies are just formidable, and it's a very, very beautiful way for me for Memorial Day to kind of remind you that those beautiful young ladies gave their lives for you. Okay, and many of them never came back home to enjoy their family or their kids. During those days, those women, those generation, those people were so very different. They didn't care about their life. All they wanted is to help, is to provide the best. And nowadays, we have a bunch of idiots out there. Doesn't mean that, all servicemen out there are losers and don't have the same breed and the same power. In fact, my webmaster, Tom, is a vet, and I know a lot of vet friends of mine. They are the same breed, they have the power. But the majority of those kids today, they don't give a damn. They want to smoke pot. They want to play with their video games. They're lazy, they sleep, they don't have any ambition, no way of servicing. And then some of them were very, very rich. That would include President Trump, of course, to find a way to avoid Vietnam. That tells you a lot about their character. And then you give power to people like that. It's not fair. It's not good. It's not right. Yeah. So I'm sorry, I lost my dad. I was 11 years old, He never gave me $1 million. That's what Trump says. Probably give him a lot more than that. Because if you give me $1 million when I was a kid, chances are I would have used that money to educate myself. But it was just after the war when I arrived in this world. We had no money. We had nothing. I was in a little village. Okay. And that's why I came to the United States to start a new life. And then, I bloom like a flowers with enough wind and enough water, enough sunshine to become Dr. Turi and to have my own American dreams. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I had it all. I had the beautiful ANG, beautiful Corvette, the Hammer H2, all brand new and owned. I had a wonderful boat, 5-bedroom home. So I reached my own American dream, And then for whatever is left ahead of me, I'm still here fighting for you. I don't know how long I'm going to be doing it, but I do it because I have the same energy than those wasps and those committed Vietnam vets out there that died for you and for your children who are wasting their lives smoking pot and playing video games, or being infected because they are lazy. There's no ambition and no sense of duty. But that's the generations. That's a different generation. Well, I don't want to be too dramatic. However, I have explained in great detail. I will explain in great detail in the Cosmic Codes what happened to that beautiful lady who disappeared. Her name is Gertrude Tommy Tompkins. The mystery will be explained because nobody has been able to tell you exactly what happened to her. But I know it's all written in light through the stars, within the stars and the cosmic code jurisdictions. And I will let my VIP know exactly what it is in time. All right, so as always, take the time to read the newsletter associated with this video, and have a wonderful Memorial Day. Have a thought for all those very courageous people who gave their life so that you can enjoy your beautiful life. Okay, make it a beautiful day, everybody. And God willing, we'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.